They say their income is going down, but their expenses are going up. People are worried that Social Security and Medicare are in danger, and they're on the table in Washington. I am committed to preserving Social Security and Medicare. When you can pause. When Social Security was enacted in 1935 and signed into law by President Roosevelt, 30% of our seniors lived in poverty. That poverty rate has gone down to 10%, under 10% actually, and it really should go down to 0. When Medicare was enacted in 1965, seniors and those with disabilities had no access to health care. These have been the backbone of our society and the safety nets for the last 35 years. What we need in Washington is leadership. And although my opponent talks about his business background, his private sector background, which is good, I too have a private sector background, but I also have a public sector background. I served in Governor Mario Cuomo's administration in the 80s as Deputy Superintendent of Banking. I then went on to a 20-year private sector career, helping municipalities with their infrastructure needs and public finance, building public housing, building hospitals, and building schools. In 2001, I was elected to the New York City Council, and I was immediately elected by my peers on the council to chair the most important committee, the Finance Committee. And I'm very proud of that record, where we balanced 8 budgets on time without cutting major services. For the last year and a half, I've been a member of the New York State Assembly, and we've had probably one of the most productive sessions in Albany in a very long time. We had an on-time budget. We enacted landmark ethics reform legislation, and we strengthened rent regulations. My opponent talks about fixing the economy by cutting the federal budget by 35%. 35%. He wants to eliminate the Department of Education. He wants to eliminate the Department of Agriculture. He wants to decimate agencies. I'm for responsible cutting, but not cutting major programs like Social Security and Medicare, preserving the safety nets, and not getting through this deficit by cutting. We have to have some form of taxation. I do not want to tax the middle class. I don't want to tax small businesses. As a matter of fact, small businesses should have tax cuts. But we need to close corporate loopholes. It is outrageous that a company like General Electric made billions and billions of dollars last year and paid $0 in taxes, no federal taxes. We have to end these multinational corporations that export jobs overseas and pay no taxes. We have to stop that. It has to change. We need fair taxation. It is also time for those that have benefited from this country, millionaires and billionaires, to pay their fair share. My name is David Weprin, and I'm fighting to save Social Security and Medicare. Thank you.